Hey everyone, I want to take you on a walk today. I am in the little town of Garda in Italy, and let's go for a 20-minute walk. Let's see what we find. Let's see what catches my eye. Let's go. Okay, hello everyone. I decided to go for a walk with you. I am visiting a little town of Garda in Italy, beautifully located at the Garda Lake. It's kind of northern part of Italy, on the way to Venice. Um, Quite a touristic place, but a beautiful one, that's for sure. Look at this. This is some surroundings, some hills in the background. But what I decided to do today is walk through those kind of local streets in the back of the town. This is where tourists kind of stay, maybe rent some holiday apartments and so on. But we will be definitely seeing some more, local life. These houses are old, very old, I guess. Actually, I will check for all of us later on how old this town of Garda is. I will paste a little text screen here later for you to find out. This is, I guess, where the locals live, but still, as you can see, there are tourists, there are hotels. I love this mixture here in Italy. Every single time I visit, of this feeling of history. Places like this one where time basically stopped hundreds of years ago. But then we are walking here, right? Today with our modern iPhones and, headphones and microphones. There are some newer buildings, of course, around, but the entire atmosphere is rather quiet and old, I would say. The little child in the stroller is begging for some water. Desperately. I don't know if you can hear it, but those cicadas, the little insects, chilling all over in those trees, they make this ongoing noise the whole day long. It's also creates this special atmosphere here in Italy. It all adds up, right? The spots, locations, views, sounds, the heat, the smells, of pizza and spaghetti and tomatoes. It's, yeah, creates a special atmosphere, that's for sure. We are on a parking right now. Mainly Italian cars, but many Germans visiting this place. Beautiful flowers, look at this. Oh, it's getting really hot. Um, Around 30 degrees Celsius. I have been thinking a lot about the format of these walks, which I want to share with you. And you can let me know in the comments if you prefer those walks to be completely unedited, non-scripted, or would you prefer me to choose the more interesting fragments from them? But I really love this idea, of actually sharing with you exactly what's happening on any given walk, exactly what I'm seeing, the paths I'm walking, the things I notice. I have the feeling it makes for the most genuine, honest, a real experience. But yeah, let me know if it works for you. I will try to, keep them around 20, maybe 30 minutes. Look how dry the grass is. This is all from the sun, from the heat. These are all tourist apartments, I guess. Pretty old. A few decades for sure, right? But there is something very special about this character of the architecture, of the way they are kind of half maintained, I would say. Not perfect, not polished. It exactly makes you feel like you are kind of moving back in time. A local bus here, another one. Another big parking area. I think it's the main parking in Garda, just next to the main bus terminal. So most of the tourists leave their cars here and go for a walk, through the old town. Um, a little bit cloudy. Yesterday was even hotter. Today we got some clouds, so I hope it will save us at least partially from the extreme heat. What you see back there, this is already old town, you know, the main kind of center part of the town. And this building in front here, this is the back side of the bus terminal and the entrance into the parking, which I mentioned before. And this is a typical kind of place I really love visiting. It's suddenly on a side somewhere, you know, where the typical tourist, well, unless you need a toilet, but like this corner here, a standard tourist, a normal person wouldn't necessarily enter, right? I really feel places like this, you know, tell the a real or the whole story, you know, of any given place. Those hidden corners, you know. They have so much character. I mean, not that the main ones, the main streets and the famous monuments don't have character. Of course they do. But I love combining those two, you know, visiting the most famous spots and then also visiting those little places that nobody actually even looks at, you know, normally. So, like here, look at this old gas station, and now this place here. It screams old, and it has so much character. I have to come up with some kind of a more efficient setup for those walks because I have to always switch hands and, you know, grab my camera from my pocket. Look at this. This is just beautiful. Wonderful spot. I could walk these streets, you know, for hours. Every single of them, there is so many things to discover, to enjoy. There are some locals getting ready for dining, or I guess morning coffee. It's Sunday, yeah, right? 10 a.m. Italians waking up, so I guess they are having their first coffee. This is a sport bar. That's where they watch football games. Very cool. And scooters, you can rent them, probably the bikes. Harley Davidson, well, nice. Maybe I could be walking even with a microphone in my hand in some way so that I can possibly spontaneously talk to some people, you know, who notice me or maybe start a conversation or maybe I find just interesting. Just an idea for the next videos, you know. You can see me in there uh, filming. I still have to get used to people occasionally looking at me, giving me those looks when they kind of realize that I am maybe filming or talking to myself. I occasionally still get a little bit nervous about it, but I guess it's normal, or maybe I have to come up with some other setup which makes it all less visible and so on. Or maybe not. Maybe I will just get more confident on the streets. Wonderful, wonderful corner. Look at this, it's all so old. Just love it here. Okay, so we are 20 minutes now. So I guess I will slowly say bye-bye to you. And yeah, let me know what you thought about this first walk. I think I will go out tomorrow and record another one in the center of Garda. See you next time. Bye-bye.